Can have anything he wants as long as he keeps on winning.
Pressure? Are you nuts?
10.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Ball! Check it! Every game becomes a big game.
Rebound scramble.
I hear you make $750,000 a year.
The players, kings of the court, but some say pawns at a game that uses them and throws them away.
I think everyone's goal is to play in the NBA.
Play in the NBA.
The NBA. Your chances of making it are slim. But yeah, you might make it.
The college, swept up in a national craze. Two days and two nights of hoops, hype, and hoopla. College basketball. A game, sure. A business, you bet. And a multi-million-dollar one at that. The whole season comes down to this weekend, the Final Four of the NCAA Championship in Kansas City, to decide which team is the best in America. For 48 hours, come along with us for an on- and off-the-court look at a game that has the nation cheering and some people wondering who the winners and losers really are.
Nice shot, Brian. Let's go, let's run. Let's run. Don't stop running. Don't stop running. Who's coming? Who's coming? To help, help. Oh, come on. Sprint.
Jim Valvano is probably the only Yankee, a New Yorker no less, who could get elected anything he wanted in North Carolina.
There it is. Look what you got. Bingo.
In these parts, he's more popular than barbecue on cornbread, which ought to give you some idea just how seriously North Carolinians take their basketball.
Pressure the ball, Kelsey. You still pressure the passer. Pressure the ball.
Valvano's the head coach at North Carolina State. This is practice the day before the big game against Duke.
Nice ball movement. What we're going to do now is execute the first 4 minutes of the game plan tomorrow, and that's to run like hell. You got that?
Is there pressure to win? I mean, do you
Listen
get
to my voice. When I came here, I had blonde hair, blue eyes, little pug nose. Look at me now. Pressure. Are you nuts? Holy. That will get me out of the business quickly.
Heaven forbid, you start to lose. You could be out of work. Right?
Well, yeah, sure.
I mean, are you laughing because that's ridiculous or because
No,
it's obvious?
because it's so obvious. I mean, there's no question about that. I know that. I'm not naive. Front! Timeout. That's how the hell we lost the last ball game. Get your ass in front of them, for God's sakes. Move your feet. Everyone's always saying, you got a big game coming up, you know? And then after that one's over, saying, oh, this next one's really a big one. You know, this one's for the... Well, they're all big. I mean, every game becomes a big game. When we continually, I think, make the kids feel that every single game is a big game, I think we start to rob the joy of sport from them. Have fun with it. Have fun with it.
Do you get phone calls?
Oh, are you
Do
kidding
you
me?
get phone calls from people who think basketball is what, life and death?
More important than that. It's much more important than life and death to a lot of people, you know, and I'll share my letters with you. You get a chance. All right, 3 lines, 25 lamps, go see films. We get all kinds of letters, which I think when people ask the question, what role does athletics have? You know, not only on the college campus, but why do you play? And you start to question it, and you get something like this. I'm 67 years old, but I still watch NC State play basketball every game. My son, the name, you know, he's 34, was a great fan of yours. He died with a liver disease. And she goes on, she said he wore an NC State T-shirt all the time he was in the hospital. And here's the thing, that this is the gut-wrenching thing about what I do. Said he was buried with the shirt under his suit. and has a Wolfpack emblem on his tombstone, and it goes on and on and on. So when someone says, is it important? Yes, it's important. No, it's not important. There's no question. I can't give you any other answer. Yes, it's damn important. But no, it's not important. Of course not. Life's important. Death's important.
But let's get this straight. There's no contest. So now you don't know it. Don't have to guess. I'm not the king.
Now, it's just hours before the game.
You guys always this loose before a game?
Yeah.
I'm curious, what goes through your mind? I mean, this is a big game. How important is winning in a game like this?
It's important, but you just got to come in to lose. So you be tight down here, you get upstairs and have a heart attack. Because all the people, you see all the people up there, you have a heart attack. I got to brush my hair.
Maybe some scouts from Gentleman's Quarterly up there, huh?
Yeah, GQ magazine might want us. So usually make the girls drool upstairs, then turn them down. We tease them, go up there and tease them.
We set as a goal, a realistic goal this year, and was 20 wins and 9 defeats. We're ahead of that schedule. You've done a good job. I'm proud of that. But we can do even better. We can do even better. But the biggest thing, I'll be happy, win or lose tonight, if you give us an emotional basketball game, and if you come out there, just as we went, you remember we went to Duke. We talked about having fun, relaxing, and just play your ass off. All right, and that's all I want you to do tonight. Come on, let's go. Here's the juggling act. For 40 minutes, this should be the most important thing you're doing in your whole life. For 40 minutes, that's what you're doing. Right. Then when it's over, I want you to understand how insignificant it is in the realm of the world, what you just did. If it becomes a job, if it's no longer fun, then we've robbed the kids from something important, I think.
Tuesday afternoon, Coach Mike Krzyzewski and the Blue Devils of Duke are getting ready for the 30-mile trek to NC State, looking to avenge an earlier loss to the Wolfpack.
We're not going to stop them, but we want them to shoot lower percentage things and things that shots that will keep them off the boards a little bit, okay?
Duke, a private university, is one of the nation's basketball powers.
And that's our goal tonight, is to be a special basketball.
Basketball hasn't changed all that much in the 97 years since Dr. James Naismith devised it as a winter recreation. The ball, the baskets, the baseline, all about the same. But there's been a big change in the bottom line. College basketball's total revenue this year, more than $100 million. Most of that from television. You may have seen one of the more than 1,000 games broadcast this season. And just for playing Dr. Naismith's game this weekend, the Final Four schools will pick up a cool $1 million each.
Hey, Diane, you rascal, you! Why didn't you tell me? Well, I didn't realize you were working over there now.
Wendell Murphy is a Wolfpack booster, one of 12,000 financial supporters of the university's sports program. The $10 million business of North Carolina State University athletics extends into the most remote corners of the state.
There's a tremendous interest in college athletics in North Carolina. We don't have major league professional teams. The most beautiful colors of all college athletics
are
red and white. Yeah, easily. I feel that the education and the training that I received at North Carolina State has given me the opportunity to be successful in life. I know that without the training that I received there, that this business could not be what it is.
Murphy now grosses $100 million a year producing pork.
What's more important in your life, your business or North Carolina State basketball?
That's not a fair question. That'd be kind of like asking me which is more important, my son or my daughter. I'd like to see us make a greater commitment to the athletic program, because there's no doubt in my mind that the athletic program is the glue that holds the whole university together.
We all have to win. I'm sure you'll have to be #1 in the ratings.
Charlie Bryant, director of the Wolfpack Boosters Club, raises a third of the sports budget, over $3 million. That covers this housing and study facilities for athletes, and more than 400 athletic scholarships.
Is your job in raising funds as easy during a losing year, an off year, as it is during a good year?
No, I don't think so. Nothing succeeds like success.
In fact, university officials claim that success on the playing field translates into success elsewhere. More student applications, more general giving to the university. Sports boosters, television and ticket sales finance a business that is legally separate from the university. Under state law, the sports program may not use university funds. So more and more athletic departments have a Jim White, a sports marketing director.
I just think it's a natural for Hardee's to be involved with NC State, as we discussed, because...
White's goal here is to get $125,000 from a fast food chain for a joint promotion with the university.
You're out to sell tickets, and we're out to sell the same customer hamburgers in Hardee's across the state, so we're going after the same product.
As sports budgets rise, the stakes go up, and so does the pressure to raise more money.
Realizing that you deal in some rather big figures in your own business, does it ever boggle you that the athletic budget for North Carolina State has reached $10 million?
I didn't know how much the budget was. That's a little more than I thought perhaps that it would be. But if it is that much, then that's clear indication that we're going to have to keep it to the grindstone. If we're going to raise $10 billion a year, we're going to have to work hard, aren't we?
For Sergeant Frederick Parmley, this is more than an anthem. It's a nightly career change.
Singing has always been a part of me. I was raised singing. I can be a police officer and an entertainer also, and that's a rare opportunity.
How do you view your role?
Well, I guess you might say that's the guy who at that one point in time brings everybody on one accord.
Oh, the lands of the free.
I'm just a small part of a great big event.
Does car shopping confuse you? If you've shopped, and I have, you'll find the one place where the confusion ends is your Buick dealer. That's why I just bought a brand new Buick Regal. Regal is actually priced under T-Bird and Cougar. The new Regal just looks like it costs thousands more. So don't get confused. Shop where you like, but start at your Buick dealer. The car is Regal, but the price sure isn't.
The great American love belongs to Buick.
Extra Strength Alka-Seltzer has more of what you take Alka-Seltzer for. More medicine, more bubbles, for fast relief of heartburn with a headache. Try
Extra Strength Alka-Seltzer. More of what you take Alka-Seltzer for.
Clear Eyes has more for your eyes. Clear Eyes not only removes redness fast, its extra ingredient moisturizes to leave eyes refreshed, relieved, and sparkling clear. Clear Eyes removes redness and moisturizes too.
There, here we go.
Good. Duke University basketball team is in the top 10, is even more proud of its accomplishments off the court. Duke is a school where players must dribble and think at the same time.
Two, Billy on top.
The bottom line is that we're not going to admit somebody who cannot graduate. There are academic expectations, high academic expectations.
Chris Kennedy is the safety net, Duke's academic advisor, whose job is to make sure athletes graduate with more than just a basketball in their hands.
When a kid first arrives here and walks in my office the first time, he doesn't see a picture of somebody breaking a tackle or dunking a basketball or something. He sees kids like him in caps and gowns. The message is, this is what's important. This is what you're here for.
Tell me, how important was Chris Kennedy in you making it through your 4 years here?
Well, all athletes probably tell you that, without Chris, a lot of them may not have made it through Duke, and I think he's really helped me make it through Duke.
Billy King will graduate in May with a degree in political science.
He's pushing you, and he's keeping a track on courses that you need for graduation, the requirements that you need, and he's in constant contact with the coaches, too. It's almost like,
King is carrying on the Duke tradition of seniors looking after the younger players. Players like freshman Clay Buckley, who's facing some tough classes.
What kind of courses did you take?
I took calculus and economics and French, and now I've got statistics and more French and
no
English.
history of jogging or anything like that?
No, none of that.
There isn't any of that here.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's good, is that it seems like we're really students.
Okay, the essays. The main significance of Merlin and the legend. Somebody who got this right, tell us what it is.
The significance of Merlin?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he had to ensure Arthur's conception.
How'd you do?
I didn't do very good. we won't see exactly how good I did.
Freshman player Greg Kubek didn't pass the test.
Greg.
Greg.
Yes.
What happened on that test, Greg?
I didn't. Clay, Bill, and myself studied in CI like about an hour before the test, and fortunately, these guys didn't tell me. Unfortunately, they didn't tell me everything that was going to be on the test.
Is this a case of too much basketball and not enough studying?
I don't think so. I just think it. I just think that I really don't know why. I don't think it's because of basketball. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I just think that the test, I was just unprepared.
That's that. Duke prides itself on having graduated all of its basketball players over the past 20 years. But a degree doesn't mean these young men stop dreaming of playing professional basketball in the NBA, even though the odds are overwhelmingly against them. Jay Billis would love to live the NBA fantasy, but 2 years after his college career ended, he hasn't made a team. Billis has a Duke degree, but he can't walk away from basketball.
You always hear about, well, you have to give up basketball someday, and we all said that through college. You get interviewed, and they say, what do you plan to do afterwards? Well, I want to play pro basketball, but if that doesn't work out, I'll do something else. It's almost like a pat answer you get, but when you find out, geez, I might not make it, it's a little scary. Every time I seriously think about getting away from it, I just want to run right back to it, because I know that as soon as I give it up, I'm going to be sitting in a living room watching a ball game, and I said, I should have played another year.
Is there life after basketball?
Yeah, there definitely is. You've got to be realistic about your life. You know, where there's an end, there's always a beginning, and that's how I'm looking at it now. Basketball ends, there's going to be a new beginning in my life.
This is how the deal is supposed to work. The athlete gives the school his basketball talent, and the school gives the athlete a free college education. There's no such thing, of course, as a basketball major, but you'd never know it by asking them what they want to do after college.
I guess to play more basketball after college.
NBA?
Yeah.
Play in the NBA?
The NBA? I think everyone's goal, is to play in the NBA.
My first year here, I'm talking to 3 seniors in my office, asking them what do they want to do when they get out of school. And every kid, first choice was NBA. I said, what about the second and third? They said, well, yeah, we got it, but that's what I want to try. So I sat down, I told them, isn't it amazing? There's 250 million people in the world, and there are about 250 in the NBA. That's 1 in a million, and I got 3 right here in my office. All right? I'd like to be realistic with a kid and tell them your chances of making it are slim. But yeah, you might make it. Don't give up a kid. Don't tell a kid to give up his dream. All you want him to do is make sure he gets his education, gets his degree, so his options are open to do other things when the cheering stops, which happens for all of us.
When you think about community recreation, think about how broad it is.
The players get tutors and academic advisors, but a lot of them don't always take the most demanding courses. This, for instance, is a class called Introduction to Recreation. There's a second class in there today, right?
Yes.
What is that called?
That's called Leisure Alternatives, and that's designed to be a service course for other majors from across the campus to teach them how to use their leisure wisely.
Now, do you think it's a coincidence that 5 basketball players are taking a course like Leisure Alternatives?
No.
I mean, I just would be, remiss if I didn't ask you this.
Ask me.
Okay. Nothing personal.
All right.
People at home are going to say 5 basketball players taking a course called Introduction to Recreation or Leisure Alternatives. They're there because it's easy.
That's the perception of lots of people.
I love these type classes.
Yeah, well, it's one of the easier classes I've taken, but
Recreation.
recreation.
Sometimes you if you have if you take a lot of hard classes, right, you need to take some easy so that if you feel like a class or something, you can have something to fall back on. That's what it is.
That makes sense. What are some of your hard classes?
I have geometry, and I have English and science and stuff like that. That's pretty hard.
What are you looking at? These guys just came from recreation class.
Yeah, I know it.
Recreation class.
Yeah, see, me, Vinny, and how we came, but they was in a different room today.
So you missed the class? If the coach finds out about this.
I know. I know.
I won't tell him, though.
Everybody is very concerned about the integrity of intercollegiate athletics, so they all must graduate. They must never do anything wrong. If they do something wrong off the court, you also, as a coach, are held responsible. So all I need to do is recruit the Pope, 2 priests, a couple of nuns, and I guess I'm all right. You know what I mean?
Remember the deal. The athlete plays, and in return, he's supposed to get an education. At NC State in recent years, 58% of the players graduated, about the same as the rest of the students. Some players quit school because of big money pro contracts. Some just don't finish, which raises the question, should they have been let in the first place? Bruce Poulton, the university chancellor. Why not just have a system whereby the student takes a test to get in, you look at his grades, you see what kind of person he is, and then you admit him, instead of admitting some people as basketball players?
Well, I don't think we admit anybody as a basketball player, but I think what we do is we look at the whole situation, and if somebody is an exceptional basketball talent, there's no question that they will give them a little bit more flexibility on admission standards than a regular student.
What's the thinking behind that?
Here's a young person who has some God-given athletic ability. They have the opportunity to develop that ability and develop themselves as students at the same time. They're going to make a better way in the world than they could without that opportunity.
There's an argument out there that says, look, these are modern-day gladiators. They go out there, there are 13,000 people in the stands yelling and screaming, cheering, and these guys provide a show for them.
If you do not provide that youngster the opportunity to attain his education, then you're exploiting him. If we provide them the proper atmosphere support to graduate, there's no exploitation at all. In fact, we're providing exactly that which, we both discussed. If that youngster, though, doesn't take that advantage of that opportunity, whose fault is that? Who's exploiting who?
Okay, we're starting 1-3 in chase. But be prepared to change defense. Watch that transition. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
John Wiestart, professor, Duke Law School. One of his specialties, big-time college athletics.
What we see is that increasingly athletic departments are developing into something like the entertainment division of the university, where it appears that their primary function is to stage and prepare for broadcasting interesting sporting events. When that happens, on those campuses when that happens, then there's a real tendency to drift away from meaningful academic standards. If we go back 4 or 5 years, we can find in newspaper coverage of college athletics some startling statistics about graduation rates. At the University of Minnesota, for example, in a 5-year period, 9% of the basketball players graduated. That meant that for every 10 basketball players, only 1 was graduating. At the University of Georgia, only 4% of the black basketball players were graduating. And then the most shocking story of all is at Memphis State, where in a 10-year period it was disclosed that no black basketball player graduated. But my own view is that while we're doing better today, now 3 or 4 years later, it's unlikely that we've reversed those pressures that existed as recently as 4 or 5 years ago.
What's the university's contract, implied or explicit, with the player?
It appears that the athletic departments have treated the athletes very cynically. And that is, it's not uncommon at all for athletes to lose their financial support once their eligibility is over, whether they receive their degree or not. What it says is the university, or in those universities, they're interested only in the athlete as athlete, and they haven't fulfilled their commitment to provide an education.
United States Grand Prix. It's as close as most of us ever get to a Formula One machine. Until now. The Acura Integra. It's Formula One technology and it's street legal. The Integra. Precision-crafted performance from Acura.
Here's to the winners, those who move mountains. Here's to the miracles they make us see.
Holiday Inn welcomes you, the people who know that winning at life is working hard at it and living it fully day after day.
Here's to the winners, all of us can be.
Holiday Inn salutes you. Here's to the winners. We're on your way.
It is here that I have yearned to be. With you, Catherine. In a world we can share. I savor the moment and allow myself to dream.
Beauty and the Beast, Friday at 8.
Saturday on West 57. High energy and hot rhythm. Miami Sound Machine on West 57 Saturday.
Wired for Weather on WREL TV5.
If you're an expectant mother and you shoot drugs, you're running the risk of infecting your baby with AIDS before it's even born. It's a fact.
Hi, is Bryant there? This is Coach Stewart from North Carolina State. Hello, is Anthony Oliver there? Billy, how you doing?
Assistant Coach Stewart is a salesman.
You make us smile at NC State, I'll tell you that.
Working the phones to sell North Carolina State to top high school stars, trying to lure them away from competing universities in an athletic tug-of-war called recruiting.
If you want to play for what I think is and what we all think is the best coach in the country, and have some fun doing it, you got to come visit NC State.
The National Championship, the dream of college basketball players everywhere. A dream that can be realized at North Carolina State University.
This tape is part of the sales pitch shown to every prospect. A visiting recruit will meet with the star of the show, Coach Valvano, who plays a fantasy radio tape tempting the recruit with a dream of future stardom.
The spotlight's on the center jump circle, and at the center jump circle is a chair and a jersey and a basketball and sneakers. It's a Norman Rockwell type of setting.
All of a sudden, he put in, the tape and played a little something on the recorder.
Well, Chris, this is your life. Here it comes.
Our dream, Chris, goes something like this. Gargiani brings it down against pressure from Lebo and Denny, breaks it nicely, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, flips it down the left corner. Gargiani takes a shot at the buzzer. It's a three-point shot. It's good. The pack wins 81-80. A three-point shot at the buzzer by Chris Gargiani.
You still smiled at that, huh? What did you think of this?
It's something that's really unique. All the places I visited, there was nothing like this. It just gave you something that you could really visualize, something I could see. I could see myself in that situation.
I want to see his eyes. I want to see, can he dream that? Here we are in an empty gym, and we won a championship. Can you do that? Well, where do the dream ends and the reality begin?
Tell me right now, NC State's where you want to go. It is? Oh, Red, you just made my day.
The only thing that can beat you guys is you. You understand me? You guys are number one, and everybody is looking to make you number two. This is the playoffs. This is what we played all year for.
2, 3, cover!
The shooting stars who light up recruiters' eyes often come from America's inner city. High school coach John Sarandria knows all about the pressures put on top young ball players. For many, the game is a ticket out of the inner city, a college degree for some, even big money as a pro for a few. Sarandria's team, the Bronx Tollentine Wildcats. They are the top-ranked team in New York City. In fact, at the time of this game, played just after our 48 hours, they were the number 2 team in the entire nation. Oh yes, high school teams are ranked nationally. Part of what makes this team great is 6'7" senior Malik Seeley, who was recruited by Tollentine when he was still in grammar school. College coaches also have had their eyes on Malik for years.
When did the first college coach contact you or try to contact you?
It was my sophomore year I received my first letter.
Now, during your senior year, how many letters have you gotten?
I'd say about a good 75.
It's a bidding war for the best high school players, and some unscrupulous bids have included cars, cash, and other illegal payments.
Rebound!
Coach Sarandria fights it by not allowing recruiters to talk to the young men directly.
Go. If you control recruiting the way we try to do it here, that you don't even get an opportunity to meet those when they come across with, listen, what do we have to do in order for us to sign a player like Malik?
What's the most creative recruiting technique you've run across?
Films, highlight films, a lot of dunks, a lot of great passes, and a lot of great jump shots.
Did your parents see this?
Yes.
What did they say about it?
Well, they thought it was nice. You know, they started smiling when they saw it. And, you know, they asked me how I felt about it. And I told them that it made me feel warm inside. And I could envision myself possibly being there one day.
St. John's also has this, the legendary Madison Square Garden. The game is televised, huge crowds, national attention. Malik isn't the first grade A prospect to be awed by the Garden, and next year he won't be in the audience. He's made up his mind. He's decided to go to St. John's.
I think it's going to be sensational. My blood will just be flowing every game, and my adrenaline will just keep me going.
Good track. Come on, Brian, come on up, be aggressive.
Do you mind telling me how much you make a year?
Not at all. For coaching basketball at Tollentine High School, I make $2,000 a year. Rebound!
Sarandria supports himself by teaching high school social studies and by working as a New York City fireman.
It must be tempting some of the time not to, in one way or the other, signal some of these recruiters, listen, if you want this young man, take care of me and I can get him for you.
The thought, I can say honestly, does enter your mind on occasion, but being a cognitive person and a person of integrity, I dismiss it.
Let's talk realistically about the overall system. What's the worst thing about it?
Probably the worst thing is the young man starts to believe all of the hype is true. He becomes too secure with himself and feels that society owes him something because he can bounce the basketball.
What's the best thing?
It's very, very rewarding for me just to be able to touch in some way these lives. And I feel not that I was the one who gave them the God-given abilities that they have, but I felt that I set them in the right direction with those skills. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
Brand new game out there. Let's go. Come on, Brian. Come on, Reese. Let's go. Come on, fellas. 1, 2, 3. Cover!
Back at NC State, it's game time. Duke Blue Devils, 5th ranked against the 14th ranked Wolfpack, looking for the upset.
Please be with us as we form a family once again tonight, and please be with Kathy as she coaches us to the best of her ability and help us to receive her well, Father God. And please.
It is almost game time for the other 14 athletes who perform for the fans of North Carolina State.
Help us to take home a victory.
Melissa Ward began cheerleading before some of the players here picked up their first basketball. She was just 4 years old.
I love cheering. I just see it as, you know, my own outlet. Just like guys play football or guys run track and girls play basketball, I just chose cheerleading because I like to do it.
There are a lot of guys out there who are probably more interested in you than they are what's happening on the basketball court. How does that make you feel?
Well, I try not to think of it that way. I try to go out there and if they get pleasure watching me or watching somebody perform, I feel I can benefit, I can help people, make people happy in that way. And there's always a space between you and the crowd.
Melissa and her female cheermates are featured in a campus calendar, an effort to raise money for cheerleading scholarships. All very tasteful, they insist.
We're getting excited, but we're lacking that spark. We're lacking that really, you know, we just got to get into it. Like the last game, you know, jumping up
For Coach Kathy Bucky, cheerleading is also a business.
I have 12 camps. It's Champion Cheerleading Camps Incorporated, and it's in and around North Carolina and South Carolina. So I keep busy cheering 12 months a year. My mother thought I would stop. You know, as soon as I graduated from high school, she thought that would be it. Then I tried out for cheerleading in college. When I stopped in college, she thought that would be it. And here I am, you know, 32 years old and still cheering. My friends think I'm gonna, you know, when I die, I'll have my pom-poms in my hand.
Do you think you'll have any trouble adjusting to life after cheerleading? When there are no longer any crowds, no longer any television, no longer any glamour?
I don't know. I know I'll miss it when I stop, but then you have to move on and set new goals, and you always keep looking out for what you can do next.
The Nissan Stanza GXE is equipped with a host of standard features any family can appreciate, like a 4-speaker stereo cassette system, power mirrors, even power windows, door locks, and antenna, all standard. And if you buy a Stanza right now, it also comes with another luxurious feature, $1,000 cash back from Nissan. Now, if that's not a well-equipped car, what is?
Gives you salon style? Salon Selectives. Who gives you salon style? Salon Selectives.
New Salon Selectives, mousses, styling gels, and hairsprays from Helene Curtis, all in the exact levels of hold and control you need for salon-styled hair.
Who gives you salon style? Salon Selectives.
Feel salon beautiful every day.
48 Hours will continue.
Secrets.
Everyone seems to know she was getting married. Nobody bothered to tell me.
We all have them.
Do you think I have a problem?
Sometimes they're hard to keep. And sometimes
Next time it'll be strictly business.
they're hard not to.
Not too strictly.
Knots Landing, tonight.
This is WRAL TV5.
How much longer till we get there?
About 20 minutes.
Anti-lock brakes, internationally patented suspension, uncanny control. Conventional luxury sedans are built to survive accidents. The BMW 528e is built to avoid them.
Let's see if they're okay.
For special financing on the 528e, see your participating BMW dealer.
It's a machine committed to total efficiency.
A machine that provides clock-like precision. A machine designed for maximum dependability. Ranked #1 for on-time dependability, more times than any other domestic airline. American Airlines, the on-time machine.
Start your day with a morning combo on WRAL TV5.
Here he comes, Chucky!
As coach and athletic director at NC State, Jim Valvano makes $95,000 a year.
Get it out! Get the ball out! Get it out!
But he's a lot more than that. Jim Valvano has become a one-man industry whose main product is, what else? Jim Valvano.
Now, here's Coach V.
We were just talking about. Hello, everybody. We're on the air. I might have been a little bit late there because to move away from the... we got a packed house today in the booth. We got...
2 nights before the Duke game, Coach Valvano is talk show host Valvano.
Gave me the cue. Boom. And we were late again.
Is he good for business?
Not too shabby. He's the reason I'm working.
Don Shea runs Jim Valvano Enterprises.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, how are you?
Doing fine.
Good. Where you calling from?
You know, Raleigh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have recognized that.
Now, he does this out of the goodness of his heart. How does that work?
I'm glad he doesn't, I'll tell you that. No, he's a very marketable person.
I hear you make $750,000 a year.
I wish people, you know, if they're going to quote, I wish they'd get it accurate. You know, I hate these low-balling figures. You know, it really bothers me.
It doesn't get any easier around here, right? We beat...
Yes, sports fans, Jim Valvano is indeed a very marketable person. Besides the Jim Valvano radio show, there's the Jim Valvano TV show, complete with commercials, starring...
When someone sees me driving my 300Z, which I happen to love, and they say, what about that car? I tell them, this is a great car.
Nice car. How much did it cost?
This car is a dealer car.
In other words, when I say this car cost you, and you say it's a dealer's car,
Dealer's car.
that means it cost you nothing.
Well, no, I wouldn't say nothing. I do a couple of promotional things for them. I play in a golf outing for charity, which raises money for the Duke Children's Hospital.
I can assure you that he makes more money than I do.
Chancellor Polton.
And that doesn't bother me one bit. I think that for all the pressures I have, he has even more pressures.
Do you speak? Speaking engagements?
Yes, I can speak. I learned that a long time ago.
Speaking engagements?
I get speaking engagements, right.
And somebody told me that comes out to $200,000 a year.
Wow, that's a nice number.
Besides, most of that money he makes not because he's an employee of this university, but because he is who he is. He's a personality. You know, I don't think you would be here doing this show if Jim Valvano wasn't a personality.
I couldn't help but noticing. You forgive me.
Go ahead.
You got a Nike outfit on.
Yes.
You don't work for Nike or
Yes,
anything?
I've been with Nike for about 10 years in their coaches program. Nike has done...
What do you make from them?
That's a matter between Nike and me.
Okay, so let's figure you make $100,000 from that.
Is that what you want to figure, huh?
I'm just using round numbers. Just between us and the people watching.
Yeah.
You make...
Enough. I'll give it back. I promise I'll give it all back. I don't deserve any of it.
No.
I don't deserve it, Lord.
I think it's fairly well understood that coaching and the bigger the program, the more this is true, is a high-risk position. And so I think you've got to compensate those people a little bit more for the fact that they could be gone at the end of any given season.
You're a real popular guy here. And I just wonder what would happen to that popularity
I'll
you
tell you
started
the great
to lose.
story. The great story that makes the rounds, and that's about the football coach who went 12-0, went to a bowl and won, the bowl game, and then was on the speakers, circuit afterwards with all the booster clubs. And when he was introduced, they stood and cheered in a standing ovation. And he said to the group, he was just loved the adulation, and he looked around, he said, will you still love me next year if we go 3-8? And the guy in the back of it said, "We'll still love you, Coach. We'll miss you, too."
Come on, Vinny. Please, Vinny. Please, Vinny. Give us one. Just give us one, pal. Give us one. All we need is one, Vinny. Oh, that's it! Run! Come on, come on! No three-pointers! Chris! Clock's gotta run! Come on! Make him catch it! Don't foul him!
There's a point where basketball shouldn't be made this big.
Lester to Corciani. Up ahead to Howard. Nice play by Corciani when he had the defensive trail.
Kids are coming here not for an education, but for season tickets. Here's this guy who made over $1 million coaching a bunch of amateur athletes. These kids, these poor kids, they're not getting paid.
Student newspaper columnist Joe Corey.
You shouldn't be making more money from the sneaker corporation than you are from the university.
It's game night, and there are thousands on campus who, like Corey, are not cheering from the bleachers.
How many people here could care less about the basketball game tonight?
Come on.
We got a couple? Why is it you could care less about the game?
It just doesn't interest me all that much, really.
Is there too much importance attached to these games, do you think?
Well, not for people that enjoy it.
But you just don't?
It's just not my thing.
Would you rather be playing the pipes?
Yeah.
I've got it under control. I think I've got it licked.
Attaboy, Oscar.
No matter what happens now, I know I'm gonna be all right. Lights out. What was that?
The lights went out.
Would you rather be here, or would you rather be in the gymnasium watching the game tonight?
Here.
I'd rather be here.
It's not that important to be there.
No. It's important that we win, but we don't have to be there for who are we playing?
Duke.
Oh, Duke. That's a big game.
Sprung loose, Del Negro. Shackelford really worked for that push-off. Corciani to Brown. Nice move. Beautiful soft touch on the pass, Billy.
Molecular weight 122. What'd you say you're supposed? 116. That's close.
I know you're studying, but what else are you doing?
Listening to the basketball game, of course.
Have you ever put off studying to go see a game?
Well, I'm sure there are some people who are like that, who are really, really big fans. But when you have really big tests, like a midterm or something, that's definitely got to come first.
Shouldn't you be doing something else right now?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I have a history test tomorrow at 2, but I did study last night, so.
Why are you putting that off, though? That's an important test, isn't it?
Yeah, but, you know, it's important to back your team and everything, too, so.
You gotta have your priorities straight. And one of my priorities coming to this university is basketball.
We found that nearly everyone at NC State has a soft spot for basketball, even its harshest critic.
You going to the game tonight?
No, I didn't get a ticket. They were sold out before I got there. I normally...
You'd go if you had a ticket, though.
I'd go if I had a ticket or a pass. I'd go.
5 minutes left in the first half. Duke 31, NC State 20, down by 11.
Strickland timed it beautifully.
It looks bad for the Wolfpack.
North Carolina State now has to get a combination. They have to find the right key.
In a flurry of scoring, State gets back into the game. At the half, Duke 38, State 36.
Volkswagen engineers have spent years refining our front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, and four-wheel independent suspension. Because the engineers of Volkswagen believe it's not just how fast you go, but rather how well you go fast. 1988 Golf, only $79.90.
Who wants to go first? You mean we actually say it? Nothing tastes more like home than Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah. Welcome home. May I help you? Good.
How about welcome home to Chicken Done Right?
There you go.
I got one. Make yourself at home. The coleslaw's fresh.
And the buttermilk biscuits are hot.
Nice to have you home.
You're never too far, so come as you are.
Welcome home.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is home.
It's a brand new day. Now here's a special coffee to get you on your way.
It's Taster's Choice Colombian Select with half the caffeine.
Get a full cup of flavor with only half the caffeine. The kind of coffee you'll savor from all Colombian beans.
Colombian Select, rich, real coffee with half the caffeine.
A full cup of flavor, only half the caffeine.
Taster's Choice Colombian Select.
Halftime. Coach Valvano's got his work cut out for him.
All right, Kelts, all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Good steal.
At this point, forget everything else. It all comes down to this, the game.
That's all right. That's all right. Listen, way to come back. Way to come back. We're going to get the rock inside second half. We're going inside, outside. Inside, outside.
You throw it here, this guy can get it.
We're going to get you the basketball.
Then I think the pass has to come here.
And you the basketball. We're going to get the ball to our inside guys. We must.
NC State, hey!
Let's have a good one. Oh, let's pull this one up. Come on, man. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. You only got 2 minutes. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Once you get some shots. Play with emotion. Play with emotion.
The second half begins. 20 minutes left. NC State down by 2.
You got a rebound down there. Rebound.
State playing good, solid man-to-man defense in this game. Not a lot of junk defenses at all.
North Carolina State.
Not easy to get away from, are they?
No,
fine basketball team.
Get on the boards! On the Lock them out!
68-64. Duke continues to hold on to that slim lead.
You got to make another comeback. You got to come back again. Right? You got to come back again. That's all. You have to do.
2:21 on the clock. Duke 74, but it's North Carolina State by 1 with 75 points.
Pass the ball! Chucky! Come on, clock! Move that clock!
43 seconds on the clock. It is North Carolina State 83-76. The score, North Carolina State 89, Duke 78.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm telling you, we always talk about it. We always talk about it. You lose with class and dignity, and we win the same way. So make sure, and we're talking to everybody, just remember we beat an excellent basketball team. They
You let some of the emotion get to us. We didn't run things exactly right when I said to run them. And, you know, our low shooting percentage catches up to us. And we got to put down open shots. You just got to put down open shots.
It's a weird feeling game. I'm glad it came out on our side. It was great.
Great job. I'm telling you, Chucky, way to score when we needed it, pal.
What's next? I gotta go home, stay for a midterm tomorrow. Go sleep.
All right, let's get together. Let's go. Dearest Father in heaven, thank you for being with us this evening, keeping us away from injury. Please give us a safe journey home. In your name we pray.
But it was a terrific, terrific team victory. I congratulate you. I'm proud of you. Come on up. Get up. Yes. Thank you. Get your hand in here. Come on in here, big fella. Good job. Hey, great job. I'm proud of you. 1, 2, 3. Nice go, baby.
Both North Carolina State and Duke were invited to the NCAA tournament. NC State lost, and today it was reported Valvano was offered the head coaching job at UCLA. But Duke hasn't lost yet. The Blue Devils now favored over Kansas in their Final Four contest Saturday. I'm Dan Rather. Until next week, that's 48 hours.
The United States Grand Prix. It's as close as most of us ever get to a Formula One machine. Until now. The Acura Integra. It's Formula One technology and it's street legal. The Integra. Precision-crafted performance from Acura.
If you want to know which plant food America's best gardeners use, ask the champions in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I swear by Miracle Grow. It's the best.
I grew my world record cucumber with Miracle Grow plant food.
I know Miracle Grow gives me more vegetables than other types of plant food.
Hey, if world champion gardeners depend on Miracle Grow, shouldn't you? Now, the Miracle Grow no-clog feeder. It's so easy. Just drop in and spray on. So fast, you'll feed your whole lawn and garden in minutes.
Here's to the winners, those who move mountains. Here's to the miracles they make us see.
Holiday Inn welcomes you, the people who know that winning at life is working hard at it and living it fully day after day.
Here's to the winners, all of us can be.
Holiday Inn salutes you. Here's to the winners. We're on your way.
I think there's an American perspective. The American perspective is pragmatic. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me what is.
I want to be a $3 million movie star, you know?
1 week from tonight, the tough road to the top in a risky business town.
You have to starve, and you have to want it more than anything.
What would you do to get a picture that you really want? Well, almost whatever needs to get done.
Hollywood, wheeling and dealing in the fast lane.
I wouldn't know how to work for a living anymore. This is too much fun.
48 hours in the Hollywood you won't see on Oscar night.
What could be more wonderful?
Later tonight, Abby threatens revenge if her daughter elopes, while Karen finds herself the object of another man's desire on Knots Landing. But first, the Simon brothers face double jeopardy when they mix romance with a case of extortion and murder. Next on Simon and Simon. For a transcript of 48 hours, send $3 to Journal Graphics, 267 Broadway, New York, New York, 10007.
Kansas, Duke, Oklahoma, Arizona.
A season of dreams has come down to this.
The Final Four, Saturday on the home of the NCAA Championship.
This is WRAL TV5.
Well, it all started after my car here began to act up on me. It'd spit and sputter. It was hard to start. A buddy of mine suggested that I fill up with super clean unleaded gasoline from Phillips 66. I did, and it worked. Now it starts right, and it runs right. The problem wasn't my new car. It was my old gasoline.
Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
It's the Carolina Chevy Dealers Spring Cleanout Sale, and boy, are we ever getting cleaned out of full-size Chevy pickups. And why not? It's got a V6 engine that outpowers Ford, new styling, and a price tag of only $10,876, with options like tinted glass, rally wheels, radio, and a high-tech gauge package. But wait, there's more. During our spectacular spring cleanout, you can get $500 cash back. Just another good reason to come home to your Carolina Chevy Dealers and pick up a pickup or any other great 88. But hurry, they're moving fast.
Exclusive interview with Dan Rather tonight at 11.
Didn't your mother tell you not to tease girls?
She also told me always to speak the truth.
Tonight on Simon and Simon.
Oh! Ah!